Welcome, everybody, to Iconic TV Live. I'm Dr. Connie Scavella, and I am your host for this wonderful week in February. And here's what we're excited about today. We're talking today about pivoting for profits. And it was about a couple of years ago where people were really wondering what is going on with the markets? What should I do with my business? Should I stay in my business? Should I switch lanes? Should I go faster? Should I pull back? And there was a lot of uncertainty. And today we're going to talk about the way the market has shifted. And it's really, have you noticed, it's just really accelerated and things are going so fast. Maybe some of you watched our show on ChatGPT. Did you guys see that? It was one of our most popular shows. How many of you have tried AI and, maybe some of those things like ChatGPT or Jasper or, stable diffusion, all those kind of things. Have you tried that? And have you seen how it's everywhere now? And we did this about a month or so ago, and now it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about AI. What is it going to do? What does it mean to me? What does it mean to my business? Does that mean things are going to shift for me? Is my business going to be obsolete? And this is the time where we really need to look at this and figure out what's shifting. Do we need to shift? And into what direction? Because that's really the biggest thing. We want to continue to have the prosperity that we've been having. And even though the market is going to go down, we want our business to go up, right? So there's kind of an intersection of where the market is going and where we need our business to go. And you need to stay ahead of the curve. So this is why this topic is so important. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you an IPA. Now, that does not mean I'm giving you a beer. What that does mean is we're going to do an iconic positioning assessment. And it's just really quick. If you want the full test, okay, I will give you the full test if you want it. Just type #test and we'll give you the full test. And what we're going to do is just ask a few questions to see how are you positioned so that you know definitively that you do need to make a change or you do not. And then you can ask for help as far as any kind of tools or resources or anything that you need. So let's go ahead and get started with talking about your IPA. All right, so first I want to do a quick check. How are you guys doing? Let me know where you are, where you're coming from. Put in the comments down below if you are here for the first time. Just type in number 1. And there's a link up above, so you can go ahead and click on that. And that's StreamYard, so we can chat, okay? If you've been here before and you're one of my pros, then type pro, and we want to acknowledge you as well. So what we're going to talk about today is very quick because I really would rather you guys take the whole test rather than us doing everything here online. But the IPA test will tell you if now is the time to pivot, or you can just kind of keep going on as you're doing. Because with the speed of AI, with the way the business landscape is changing, things are moving pretty quickly. And in light of that, we've been getting a lot of questions as far as what do we do? When is it smart to go into something different? When should we stay the course? And so what we're going to do is kind of really dive deep on that next week. And so we're going to go do a full week on what to do. How do you actually make your business scale when the rest of the market is actually starting to tank, right? So we are doing a soar to scale workshop. And here's the thing. It depends on where you are. Are you trying to get to 6 figures? Are you 6 figures to 7 figures? Or are you 7 figures and going on to 8 figures and above? Okay. So if you put that in the comments, let me know. So we'll call that we call it like a baby business. You're just getting started. Or are you an adolescent? You're kind of around the 6-figure mark. Or are you an adult business where you're beyond the 7 figures? So put in there if it's a baby business, an adolescent business, or an adult business, because that's going to help us figure out whether or not you need to scale. A lot of you in smaller businesses and just getting started, this might be a good time for you to pivot and possibly even exit exactly what you're doing because it might not be there going down the road, right? So we all know that AI is here to stay, right? It's not going anywhere. And the question is, what do we do about it, right? it's here. There's all this technology, but how do you do something very smart about it? Okay. So, what we're talking about today, of course, is pivoting for profit. So, we want your business to profit, not just sit there. Okay. And so, what we're going to do is an iconic positioning assessment. And this assessment will help you with the key determinants of whether or not you have a 7-figure business. So I'll show you, and I'll put them online. So if you need to do a screen capture, you can. But if you want to gather this for yourself and do the quiz, just type hashtag test, and we will connect with you, get you that test, and then follow up with you and help you work out the results. All right. So you can do it all on your own if you want to. You can do it with our help. But obviously, once you see the numbers, then you might want to go, okay, well, how do I fix this and how do I fix this? And we have over 200 different resources we can give you. We've got Angie here, and we've got Sandy and Della, that they are all of our concierge, and they're here to help. So let's take a look at the iconic positioning assessment. So these are the 3 key areas, okay, that you want to look at. And this doesn't take that long, but what you're going to do is you're going to score yourself 1 point for each of these, okay? So you're going to look at the external factors, which is what we were talking about, the market and your clients. Then you're going to look at the internal factors, which is your messaging and your branding. And then you're going to look at the unified examples. So that's going to be the impact you have on the market and then the actions that you take. Okay. Does that make sense to you guys? So there's just 3: external, internal, and unified. And all you need to do is you just put 1 point for each one that applies to you. Okay. So what we want to do first is take a quick look at the externals. Okay. So here's something that we were doing this week, right? When you're trying to figure out, do you pivot, do you not pivot, what should I do, right? There's different ways that you look at the problem, right? Some of you are very left brain, right? You're always about the logic. Is anybody out there more of a brainiac, right? You're just going to go, oh, this makes sense, this is logical. Okay, so you're the guy on the left, right? Questioning everything. Well, what's right about that? And then there's those of you that operate from the heart, and you're like, oh, well, I feel like it's this way and this would be good, and it's all the passion and everything that you have. And then there's those of you that operate from the gut, your intuition. Okay, now they say that the gut is the new third brain or whatever, but so these are really what they call the 3 brains, right? The things that you operate with. And I always like to tell the ladies that yes, guys have all 3 of these brains, not just 2. Okay, so we're all even on this. So what I want to know is, which one do you primarily operate your business off? Do you go off of head knowledge? Like, how's that look? Does it make sense? Is it logical? Or do you go off of your heart? Like, oh, that's just such a good thing to do. That just makes me really happy. Is that your way of doing it? Or do you go off your gut and just have like a gut feel? Or you have like this warning? Because usually the gut reactions are actually warnings. Have you noticed that? Sometimes you think, oh, I wish I would have listened to my gut. And those are usually warnings. So what's kicking off for you? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Are you head? Like your brain? Are you heart? Okay. Are you gut? Okay. Three different parts of the body. Which one do you operate your business off of? And that is going to be important, because different things are going to happen. You need to understand which mode you use in order to get to a 7-figure business. So those of you who are just getting here, if you haven't met me yet, my name is Dr. Connie Scavella. I host the Iconic Entrepreneur Group and Movement, and I am a 2-time #1 best-selling author. Okay, 3, and international speaker, and a business growth strategist. What do? We focus on turning your business around. Okay. So if you need a turnaround in your business, if you need a pivot, then this is what we're going to be talking about today. And then I have a super cool surprise for you. Anybody interested in maybe getting an extra $15,000? I can show you that right after this. So if you'd love that, stick around for about 5 minutes because I want to show you how that works. Okay, so let's look at, of the three, internal, external, and unified. These are the three ways that you assess your business to decide if you need a pivot. Okay, so let's take a look first at the externals. All I want you to do, count on your fingers, grab a quick piece of paper, and give 1 point for a yes, nothing for a no. Okay. So, do you know who your ideal hero client is and why? Like, do you know everything about them? Like, I know this. This is why they are my client. This is what they want. If you know that, give yourself a point. Are you sure that your ideal client can afford you? Okay. I know we talk here a lot about high ticket, but are you sure they can afford you? So, if you are sure of it, give yourself another point. Number three, you should have strategic relevance for your target clients. Is what you're putting out there relevant to them to where they are right now? Yes or no? And you also know more about your clients than anyone else knows about them. Is that true? Or do you just know like one little piece? Next question. Is that a yes or a no? You get a point for a yes. You know what matters most to them and the challenges they have in relation to these priorities. So are you really intimate with your clients? And next one, you know the nearest three competitors and how you're different from them. Are you just looking at the market? Or are you actually looking sideways every once in a while, or maybe ahead or behind? Who are the people that are competitive to you that your client might go to? Do you know who they are? Like, could you name them right now? And you know what your competitors sell and what they promise. Okay. Do you know what their offer is, all the bonuses, the guarantees? Do you know everything about them? Okay. If you do, give yourself 1 point. And you know where you sit in the market pricing hierarchy. And why you deserve that position. So if you're really high positioned as far as a high ticket like we are, do you have the credibility, the experience, and the professionalism and all the success stories to back it up? Or are you more of a low priced? So where do you sit in the marketplace and how do you compare to everybody else? So those are half of the external positioning questions. Okay. So we're going to look at the internal, then we're going to look at the unified. So how did you score? Put your score down below. Let me know, how did you score as far as really knowing the external conditions as far as the market and the clients? That's what that is about. Because if you don't know it, this might be a good time to pivot. Okay. Or you might just have to dive deep. It just depends. If you're not sure, all you want to do is type #call. Okay. Just in the comments, type #call, and we can do the whole assessment for you if you don't want to actually take it by yourself. And we can tell you what you need to do as far as where you need to pivot and when, because timing is a lot of what's going on. Okay. So then you also want to look at your clients. Let me ask you a few of these real quick. Okay. So do you know what your client journey looks like and the challenges that they are going to face with that? If you do, give yourself a point. And do you have insights about their situation that they might not even realize yet? Like, you know where they're headed and they don't even know. So they don't even necessarily see things are a problem. Okay. Do you and your team speak their language? Yes or no? Do you know how they measure success? Not how you do, but how do they measure success? Okay. Sometimes those are two different things. Do you know their deepest fears and frustrations? If you do, give yourself a point. And you are somebody that they want to spend time with, right? Some people might learn from people, but gosh, they're hard to swallow, right? They're small doses kind of people. So are you a long doses or a short doses kind of person? And can you demonstrate that you really get them, right? You know, you had me at hello and you really understand them. And they recognize that it's safer to be with you than without you. Like, I don't need that person that much. Okay. But do they know, oh, if I stay, I really get some good stuff. I'm always cutting edge. I'm always ahead. Right. So one of the things that we do is we're always doing research so that we keep our clients and you here in the group ahead of what's coming, not so that you're reactive, but you're proactive. And do you know how they make their buying decisions? Do you know what the criteria is? Do you know that there's actually something called a buyer's formula? And if you stray from that buyer's formula, you actually will lose the client and the sale. And do you know what their procurement process looks like? All right. How do they actually go about getting all of that? Okay. So that's two out of the three areas that we're going to look at: internal, external, and unified. Is this making sense? Okay. So what we're talking about is how do you scale? How do you scale and soar? There's a difference. Okay. If you're wondering what's soaring and what's scaling, okay, let me explain the difference. So you need to soar and really grow your business big if you're below six figures. If you're below six figures, you really want to focus on soaring, okay? And that's just getting all that momentum and getting going, okay? And then so that you can, eventually kind of level off, okay? But when do you scale? You scale after you have soared, after you have passed that point of kind of leveling off, you have the systems in place, and now it's time to take another jump, okay? So that's scaling. So what we are going to be doing, just so you know, all I want you guys to do is type hashtag workbook, okay? Type hashtag workbook. Maybe you've seen some of the videos and countdowns that we're doing, and the Soar to Scale workshop is coming up. It's coming up on Monday. It is a private event, so you're going to need a link to go. And all you have to do is type hashtag workshop. Okay. So, what are we going to do in that workshop? We are going to build $1 million model. Okay. It's $1 million model. And if you don't look at your business right now, will it take you to $1 million? If you just did what you're doing right now, all the way through the year, will it take you to $1 million? Maybe not, right? So would you like $1 million model? Okay. So that's what we're going to do. I'll show you that in a sec. Let me go to, so we looked at the internal and the internal positioning, external positioning, and then we have the unified positioning. Okay. So how are you with the unified positioning, which means do you have an impact on the market? Okay. Let me go through these real quick. Now, remember, this is only a third or a quarter of the questions. There's a whole test. Just type hashtag test if you'd like to take this for yourself. Because, for me to sit here and go through all of these would be really boring. And I want to get to the juicy stuff in about 3 minutes. Okay. So, unified positioning, that's about the impact, right? Can you create a profound value that changes clients' lives? Do you really have the ability to change your life? So all you need to do is if you just got here, put a 1 or a yes, and give yourself 1 point. So do you offer aspirational results? Something that like, hey, you could do this. Like, hey, how would your life change if you had $1 million? What would happen if in 90 days you had $50,000 every single month and your business worked on autopilot and you cut down to about 25 hours a week? Would that change your life? Okay, that's something aspirational. Okay, so that's what we do. What do you do that's aspirational to your clients? You risk reverse the results. Do you offer some sort of a guarantee? So it's a no-brainer for them to work with you. If so, give yourself a point. Do you prove that your solution works? Do you have some proof? Maybe testimonials, case studies, results. Some people like to show their numbers. What do you do? What can you show? Can you show that the solution will work for them specifically? A lot of times you probably heard this and people say, yeah, but will it work for me? Okay. So if you have a way to prove it for them in their specific situation, give yourself a point. And you promise stability with the solution. Like it's not going to cause chaos. You know how a lot of times you try things and it's just very chaotic for people and it's just messy. Like a lot of people try to scale and it's super messy and their business falls apart. So that's not what you want to do. Okay. Your solution represents assurance that other failures of the past won't be repeated. Okay. That's a really big one. Okay. Can you do that? Have you guys noticed how many of you give me a hands up, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Right. Have you been through another system, another coach, maybe another program, another course, and you failed and it didn't work? Okay. I know that feeling. I've spent over $500,000 on courses and programs and master classes and masterminds and everything in between. And when I transitioned and did my first pivot in my business, since we're talking about pivots, and I pivoted, I followed the wrong place. And guess what? I went backwards. I blew $86,000 following the wrong methodology. And what was the wrong methodology? It was actually the opposite of everything we teach. And I knew the way, but I thought other people might know it better than me. And I was completely wrong. I almost bankrupted myself, right? I've never missed a payment, nothing. And then I'm like, my income is just tanking. And I thought, I am not going to have a negative year. So what I did is I said, okay, forget it. I threw everything out that wasn't working and I gave it a real honest, good shot, right? I have a PhD in physics, straight A's. I'm not stupid. I can figure things out, but I could not figure out the method that they were using. Has that ever happened to you? Like, I'm pretty smart, but why is this not working for me? And I was struggling. And so I just said, forget it. Let me do what I did on all my other businesses. I built 4 multi-million dollar businesses and I couldn't get this one, the fifth one, to work. And so I threw everything out, baby and the bathwater. And I said, let me go back to principles, to first principles, the things that worked. Because I came from corporate. I also had my own businesses, had racing business in the medical field, all kinds of businesses. But there was something common between those. And so I went back and re-engineered all of those and looked at what's the commonality. They were all completely different industries. And then I said, what was the thing that worked? Okay. Every single one of them were multi-million dollar businesses that I started from scratch with no money, no connections, no audience, no clients, no email list, right? So there had to be a connection. And I finally said, okay, I'm going to put something together. And it was close to the end of the year. Remember, I said I was $86,000 in the hole already. I said, I'm not going to end the year negative. So I put together the solution. Okay, like I duct taped it and paper clipped it and spit and all that kind of stuff to make it work. And I did it. And you know what happened? It's so cool. In 17 days, just 17 days, I made $51,040. Pretty cool, right? In 17 days from zero. No list, no group, no social media connections, nobody on my team. I had nothing. I didn't even have money, and I definitely didn't do ads. Okay. So, what did I do? Okay. I used a formula, and that's the formula I want to teach you. Okay. So, stay tuned. It's like amazing, right? But you know what? That story is very, very common. How many of you have a story like that? Like you were trying everything. You're not dumb. You can figure things out. You work really, really hard, right? I always said, okay, I'll sleep next year. I'll sleep next year. I'll sleep next year. But next year might not come because I'd probably be in the poorhouse. So I finally had to get smart, right? And really look at what works, not what's the fad. Okay. And every time I looked back on those multi-million dollar businesses, yeah, I had some that were okay. But 5 multi-million dollar businesses is a pretty good track record. Okay. And so I looked back and each one I went back to, I had brilliant mentors. Okay. And I looked back and I saw the commonalities of what they were teaching me. So that played a pivotal role in all of that. And let me go back for a second because I want to come back to this story. It's super important that you guys understand this is a time to pivot. It really is. AI is going crazy. Okay. And people are worried, is that going to take me out? Like I'm in the mentor coaching and consulting space. People are now using coaching and they're like, oh, you can just have AI coach you. Really? How's that going to work? Okay. There might be uses for it, but is it going to work for everything? And a lot of people are trying to do that. And you know what's happening? This is what I think is scary. Do you guys think this is scary? That now that there's AI and anybody can kind of sound like a great copywriter, do whatever. Yeah, there's AI detection things, right? Because Google doesn't like this. But when everybody has a level playing field and anybody for free or for a few dollars can tap into AI, guess what that means, right? They lowered the bar. This is scary. This is really scary for our business. When they lower the bar, anyone can come in and they can create brilliant marketing, right? I showed you guys, I created an entire website in about 2 hours using AI. It was awesome. Everyone's like, oh, that's killer. It is. It's an awesome site. But now, what if everybody can do that? And the people who have no experience, no credibility, are going to go out there and they're going to teach stuff that they know nothing about. They've never run businesses. They've never had failures. All 4 of my multi-million dollar companies were built in a recession. Every single one of them, right? Why? Because I had to pivot. Okay. And we're in that same spot. We have to pivot. The question is when, to what, and who has to pivot. Okay, some of you won't need it. Most of you will need it. Okay, I don't want you being as scared as I was and just going, what's the alternative? Here's why I was really forced to make this work. The alternative was to get a job. Ugh, like that just makes me throw up in my mouth, right? I'm just like, I am not getting a job. How many of you abhor getting a job? How many of you would love, give me a thumbs up or hands up if you would love to walk away from your job, right? You want ultimate freedom. That's really what we're about. Okay, so the pivot test, okay? I want you guys to get the test. Just type #test. I'm not going to go through all the questions, but these are the 7 areas for iconic positioning assessment. And that's going to help you figure out, do I need to pivot? What is my position and should I pivot? Okay, so you're going to take all of those little 7 categories and you're going to give yourself 1 point for everything that you have and give your total score. And just reach out to us, like in the chat, in the DM. We're super friendly. Hop on a 3-5 minute call with us and we'll tell you what that means. Okay, so you take the test, do it on your own if you want, have us do it over the phone with you and get you the answers right then and there. I'll be doing it. Okay, and figure out, is it time for you to pivot, right? And if it is, or maybe it's not, I want you to come to this. Okay, this is 5 days. This is a workshop based on what happened to me prior to pivoting, right? And I tried to pivot and I couldn't make it happen. And I could not get this business off the ground. So I continued to go backwards. And so we're doing the soar to scale because we want you to soar and then get to scaling. A lot of people are saying, I need to scale, and they're at like $40,000, $50,000. You don't scale at that level. Okay, that's when you soar. Okay, so there's a big distinction. Most people don't know that, and they just tell you one of the things. So let's take a look at this in the next 3 minutes. I want you guys to see this. Okay, so this is really your time to step out and shine. We're talking about simple keys to soaring first. Okay, so the first part of the workshop is about these 3 factors. There's actually 4, and the 4th one goes with the scaling. Okay, so in order to soar, we're going to build out a $1 million model. I'm going to have you build out the same model I did to get to $1.4 million in 9.5 months from zero. Okay, actually negative 86,000. So it's a little bit more than that, right? So we have 1 offer, 1 group, 1 meeting. And we're going to tell you what that means. But that is the first step. If you have more than that in any area, you are not going to be able to pivot. You're not going to be able to hit that 7-figure mark. Okay, I really want you to do that. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about building your legacy. Okay, and so we want you to be distinguished. We want everyone to know that you're different. And you're going to have to be disruptive. Okay, and there's an easy way to do it. Don't worry, you're not going to do things that you're uncomfortable with. And then you have to have domination. Okay, because that's going to set you up to scale. Is this making sense so far? Now, if you want to check out the workshop, go to soar2scale.com. Okay, soar2scale.com. If my team can put that in there, we have the site is there. We're already open the doors, and I have a really big surprise for you. I want to don't leave yet. I want you to see something really important about this, and I'm going to tell you why this is different. Okay, this is not your mass challenge where there's 87 billion people. Okay, it's very intimate and it's in a private group. So here's kind of the agenda of what we're going to be doing, and we're again building a $1 million model for you in 5 days. Right? Because I did my whole business in 17 days. So if we just get you the model done in 5 days, oh my gosh, you could really soar. Okay. So Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. It's about an hour each day. Some might be a little less. Some might be 10, 15 minutes over. Okay. It's going to depend on your questions because it is intimate. Who is this for? Is this you? Are any of these you? Are you a coach? Are you an author? Are you a CEO? Are you an expert in something? Maybe you're a speaker. Maybe you have a podcast. Anyone out there have a podcast? If you have a podcast, put the name of your podcast down below. Okay. We always love to go see them and listen to those. Or if you know somebody who has a great one, recommend them to me. Okay. And so this is how each of those 5 days looks. Okay. If you couldn't quite see that, right? We're going to get clarity on your one vision. What is that one thing that you need to do? Right. And how many of you are still unclear? you lack clarity. It makes it really hard to go forward, kind of like driving in a fog, right? Don't you have one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas? That's what it's like in business. So we're also going to design your one iconic offer. Just one. You don't have to have a whole bunch. Do you know, for 4 years, I only had one offer. Okay. Um, and you're going to build one iconic group, a place where you can be the hero of everybody. Okay. And then we are going to build out your one perfect meeting and a message. And then we are going to achieve your $1 million. And we want you to have that in a year. If you're not at six figures, it's going to take you maybe 2 years. If you're at six figures and above, we can take you to seven figures in a year. Super easy. Okay. So when you go to the registration site, you'll see all this and you can take a closer look and just register. It's totally free. Okay. And it is an easier way. I want you to understand that. We are all about simplification because I'm really lazy. And so we're going to talk about also getting the A players for you, the 3 types of marketing that you need. Okay. That's it. You don't need to be all over the place. I know people are telling you be on every single platform every single day. And I say it's wrong. Okay. There's a time for that. And I bet you're not there yet. And we're going to talk about how to attract your dream clients that keep paying you all throughout the year and that's high ticket, and why leads is really, really not your problem. I know you guys think you have a lead problem. I guarantee you that is not your problem. Okay. Now, to make it irresistible for you guys, I want you to know that we're just going to bribe you. Let's be honest. I'm going to give you thousands and thousands of dollars worth of things. Okay. When you get your workbook, this is in there. Okay. I just took this from the workbook. So just type #workbook. We'll get you registered. We'll get you the workbook. You don't even have to go there if you don't want. We'll send out all of it to you. So we're going to give you points. And this is really cool. So every day we want to give you points for participating, for doing things towards your business, for giving us feedback. There's all kinds of things that you can do and you can get points. Some are 50 points, some are 5 points, 2 points, 20 points. Okay. So what are the points? Well, they're not nothing. Okay. So every point is like a ticket. Okay. I don't have my tickets here, but every point is a red ticket into a hat. And at the end of the week on Friday, we're going to draw one ticket. Okay. And that is going to be the grand renewal. Someone is going to get a scholarship that is going to completely change their life. That's why we call it a grand renewal. Okay. So that is the grand prize. But all along the week, you're getting points for doing all kinds of things. So we'll put that out there so you guys see it, but just get the workbook. Just type #workbook. Okay. And we'll get all of this to you. I'm going to show you the workbook just so you can look at it first, say, well, do I even want it? Okay. I'll show you this in a second. And I want you guys to understand why this is different. If you're thinking and you're juggling different events to go to, I really want you to prioritize this and put the other ones on replay. All right. I promise you will get more bang for your buck out of this because it's all actionable, right? You're doing the things. You will walk away with a multi-million-dollar plan. Okay. And if you don't feel you have one, you will hop on a call with me and we will sit down and structure out your multi-million-dollar plan if you don't have one by the end of the workshop. Okay. So you're going to get this workbook. Okay. This is the Soar to Scale workbook. Everybody gets one. It's full color. You can fill it out and follow along with us every single day. There's actionable steps. On top of that, we'll give you extra resources when you're live. We're not putting it all in there because we want to reward the people that are live. Okay. So every day, whether you win something or not, we have prizes. But even if you don't win something, we're going to give you extra resources to get to that 7-figure mark. How is this a little bit different? Okay. First of all, you can have full VIP access and after class coaching with me, not with somebody below me. Okay. And I don't mean that disingenuous, but it's with me. Okay. Since I'm the one who built the multi-million-dollar businesses, everybody else on our team has 6-figure businesses. But I want you to get the best advice you can. And so you've got hot seats with the host. That's me. And you get a custom strategic plan. You're going to walk away with one, right? You might not have one now. You don't have the clarity. We're going to give you a custom strategic plan that you can actually implement ASAP. And of course, it is taught by somebody who actually did this. I don't just talk about this. Um, I am a doctor and I also play one on the internet, right? Building 5 different multi-million dollar industries and consulting 32 different industries. I have a really good grasp on what businesses need, where they are, and the roadblocks that you're going to hit. This is not another boring Zoom call. I promise you. Totally multimedia, interactive. Again, prizes daily. Now, what else can you do with those prizes? You can actually cash them in. Let's say you don't win the big $15,000 prize. Then you can take all the points that you got and you can actually go into our Iconic store and you can use those there for something else. But if you decide you do want to work with us or mentor with us, and then you take those points, let's say you got 90 points and you times it by 10, that's $900. You get $900 towards mentoring and coaching. So we're going to 10x your points, right? We're going to 10x your activity. If you step one step in, we're going to step 10 steps forward and help you out there. So again, we like to reward action. So the prizes are really great. Who's it not for? Okay. Some of you are here and we love having you here, but this workshop might not be for you. Okay. I work on scaling businesses. And so there's certain businesses that I really can't scale, just so you understand. I don't scale network marketing, MLM, direct sales, because you don't own the business. My strategies are disruptive and your company probably won't let you do it. If you work in crypto, NFT, and online trading, again, not really scalable. And if your business is a hobby, it's just kind of something you do just to get an extra pin money, $400 or $500, not my thing. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're new, okay, or seasoned, but if you're not really serious, if you're like, I just want to get $400 or $500 or $1,000 extra a month, nah, you're in the wrong place, okay? And if you're an affiliate or you're looking to get rich quick, I'm one of those internet people. I'm going to hop from offer to offer to offer and not do any hard work. Nah, go away. I can't help you out with that. Okay. We simplify your business, but it doesn't mean there's times where it's hard. Okay. It's just we've simplified everything down to 4 steps. Okay. So what do you need to do now is you need to bring your workbook. Okay. These are some of the examples of some of the things that you're going to get and some of the tools and the resources and books and cheat sheets. We have everything. Every single step we have is on a 1-pager. So imagine if everything you need to know is on 1 page, how easy is that? Right? So you can get all of the 1-pagers in there. Okay. And so everything you need, just when you come, okay, bring your full attention, bring a highlighter, bring a pencil, and bring your workbook, bring a friend. And you also get points, right? You get points for bringing a friend. So this is, again, what we're doing. These are the days, what we're talking about. You're going to build one perfect vision, one perfect offer, one perfect group, one perfect meeting, and one perfect $1 million year. So how does that sound to you guys? Are you excited as I am? I am super excited. Do you know that we have been putting this together for a while? And just so you know, it's the old and the new, okay? So there's old timeless principles that work forever. That's why I scaled my business so fast, right? I didn't do fads. I didn't do hacks, okay? I did principles. But there's no theory, but there's still the new stuff. So day 3 and day 4, we're going to dive heavily into AI, right? Because you have to stay ahead. You have to figure out how you can use this so that the competition doesn't eat you up. So I'm super excited. How many of you are excited? Say yes if you're excited. And I've asked for numbers 1 and 2. Give me a number 3 in the comments. Just put a number 3 down in the comments, okay? And this starts on Monday. So February 27th to the 3rd, so it goes into March. So give me a number 3 if you would like a ticket. It's free, and all you have to do is show up. And when you register, we'll get you the link. My team is all here standing by. All you have to do is type 3 or type workshop. Okay. And we will get you registered and we'll reach out to you, take care of everything, and then it'll be sent to your email. So it's going to be really fun. And before I let you go, let me show you guys this here. And I don't know if this is going to fit, but this is what the workbook looks like, in case you're wondering. Okay. So Just going to scan through that really quick. What you get, as I told you, all the stuff about the prizes that are in there, extra bonuses that we have for you. And then we go through everything day by day by day. Okay. If you haven't taken the SOAR quiz, oh my gosh, we're going to do that for you. So you know what your number one block is. You're going to build out your iconic premium offer. You can call us at any time. Some of you get free coaching with us at the end of every show. You get a book bundle there. We're going to build out your cadence. You're going to see our proprietary sales methodology that's made me hundreds of millions of dollars for myself and companies. So everything is there with your action plan, all the steps, so that you will walk away at the end of this with your $1 million model. Okay. And so if something works, you want to model it, right? So we're going to build you a model that you will fall in love with. And our whole team is all going to be here, all staffed up. We're super excited to work with you. And so if you want to see the workbook, grab it, take it. If you just got here, ask for the replay. Okay. This is going to knock your socks off. Okay. And I got to tell you guys, this is what I did to go from negative $86,000, every credit card maxed out trying to fund my business, to 9.5 months later, $1.4 million, earning over $175,000 a week. So you guys can do this. This is my model. I'm teaching it to you, right? It's not a carbon copy. It's a model. All right. I modeled for 14 years. I know how to show models. Okay. So let's do this. Type hashtag workbook down below and we will get you registered, get you your workbook, get you into the workshop. It is 5 days. When you're registered, if you miss a day or you're late or you can't catch something, it's okay. I'm going to send you the replay, but the replays are going to leave. They're going to disappear. We're going to take them back only for our clients, and we're going to put them in the vault. Some of you will have access to them as long as you like, but the rest of you, I just want you to know, like the first week of March, we're taking everything down. Okay. So come in, do that. And the more active you are, the more you win. And somebody's going to have a $15,000 scholarship. So I can't wait to have you guys come watch. And we will see you on Monday. Okay. If you guys need a replay, because I went really fast, some of you missed the beginning, and get the replay. First of all, type hashtag test if you need a pivot. Okay. And hashtag call if you want to ask some questions before you come to the workshop. If you're like debating which one should I go to. Okay. I know most of the coaches and everybody out there personally. And so I can tell you what you'll learn in different things. If you're kind of thinking, which one should I do? We'll be happy to help you out. Okay. And so you can make an intelligent, educated decision. But what we're about here is scaling your business so that you hit 7 figures. There's no sense in stopping below 6. Okay. You got to get to 7 figures. And there's no sense being cheap on the way, right? You have to go with the best. You're going to make more money in your business than the cost of your house and your car and all your possessions in 1 year. So why would you not go to the best of the best? All right. We'll see you guys on Monday, 5 p.m. Can't wait to see you then. And keep an eye out. We're going to give you lots of updates every single day. We're going to count down to the big day. See you later.